Rightio.
Third time's the charm.
Exactly. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Slice to Fry Gold. For the record, I am Paddy.
And I'm Ben.
And depending on when this episode comes out, something a bit different.
Yes. Changing it up.
Changing it up a little bit.
Keeping it fresh.
Keeping it fresh, keeping it real, keeping it down with the kids.
You've never been down with the kids, have you?
No, never. No. And thank God, because I'm not a paedophile.
Why? Okay, you went there. Okay.
Yeah, before people start calling me out. So, right. This episode is a tad different. We are going to review, or talk about at least, our trip to America.
Yes.
That we did for your birthday.
I'm just me. I'm just picturing all the editing you're going to do. Like, put this picture here, put this picture here. You're going to hate this.
Towards the end of this video, if there's less pictures, it's because you know I've given up. So don't be surprised.
That, and also we stopped taking, like, as the holiday went on, we stopped taking as many pictures, didn't we?
We didn't want Hollywood Boulevard, did we? Good lord.
It was just more, it was just like, should we take a picture? Yeah, we probably should. We're not picture takers.
No.
I was saying this to some friends at like drinks last night. I was like, I'm not that kind of person who like, oh, take a picture. I'm always that kind of person, like, I'm driving away from something like, shit, I should have taken a picture.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, it was like really hard to remember to take pictures in America.
I did try.
You did.
I did try, but then
anyway, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do it like day by day breakdown?
Yeah. Or we could do city by city.
City by city, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be.
And then maybe if we chat long enough, then it'll have to be like part 1, part 2.
Yeah, let's see how
we don't know.
I don't know if we've got that much to talk about.
I don't know. I think I have.
Oh, okay.
Right. So first city,
San Francisco.
I hope a big graphic appears there for San Francisco.
Stop adding stuff for me to do. So San Francisco. I should just put a picture of us at the bridge.
Okay. Lame, but okay.
Well, we've got to use those photos, all right?
Yeah.
We had 3 days.
3 days.
3 days in San Francisco. We flew straight into it. Not like.
The hilarious thing is we planned it, but didn't plan it, and that went horribly wrong. So of course,
well, it wasn't that bad.
I'm talking more about the first day there.
Well, the first day there, that was a bit tough.
If you want to elaborate,
so we landed. And then we realised that we only had like an hour to get through like customs and get to the hotel before we had to be at the ferry to go to Alcatraz Island.
Yes, because everyone had told you
to do the night tour.
Because the night tour was apparently better.
Yeah, which it may have been. I think the main thing for us was okay. So first things first.
Let's talk Alcatraz.
Well, Alcatraz was really, really cool.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna like a previous episode, quite well recently or a long time ago, depending on when this video comes out. The weather in San Francisco was bad.
Yes,
it was cold. It was wet. It was windy.
Yeah,
and we were in shorts and t-shirts.
Yes.
And we literally just landed.
Yeah,
we were tired.
The thing is, when we landed, it was relatively warm. We were like, yes. Great, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was only when we were on Alcatraz and we were the only ones in t-shirt and shorts. Everyone else was in like raincoats and everything. We're like, silly people.
Yeah, we're on holiday. We're British.
And then the clouds just like rolled in.
It was like how the black clouds were just like over there and they just slowly come pouring in. I was just like, we're gonna get very cold soon.
Yeah.
So the weather was bad. But let's talk Alcatraz itself.
Alcatraz, yes.
What an interesting place.
Very interesting.
It's massive. I didn't realise how big it was. I knew it was like big, but I didn't realise how much was there in the process of like the prison, the docks, the living area for the people, like for the families of the prison guards and the wardens and stuff like that. There was so much there; it was crazy.
And still, we only saw about half of it.
Yeah,
the rest of it was all shut off. So
yeah. In that sense, I think because we did like the digital audio tour,
yes,
which was good. And
I think everyone's forced to do that though.
I think you can. I think there was an option that you didn't have to, but then you were just like wandering around going, "What the fuck?
What am I looking at?"
Yeah, exactly that. but it was very interesting. It was cool. It was quite immersive how they got like actors to be like people that had been in the
Right, yeah.
into like voice actors, not actors, I should say, to be the inmates and the prison guards and things like that, and talk about experiences that had happened to them. That was quite interesting and cool. It was it's a very somber place.
Of course it is. It's a fucking prison.
No, yeah, but I mean,
You're not going to be plastered with rainbows and balloons.
No, but I mean, like in the same vein of like, even though like, it was a gift, like, and here's the gift shop, and it was just like,
can't go wrong with a gift shop.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously David Tennant, Doctor, but it was a case of it being a very somber place. It wasn't like a let's have a fun day out, you know. You know, there was some families, which I thought was quite an interesting thing, because I don't think kids would have fully understood.
No.
Kind of everything. I feel like it's certainly like it's like a 12A. you knew that's where I was going with it. But yeah, so I feel like there was those aspects were rather interesting. Your thoughts, Ben?
My thoughts. So, of course, everyone had told you do the night tour, but like when we got there, we got off the ferry, and like because of course they it's a guided tour up the hill where they sort of, because it's this very steep hill and everything, they sort of stop like a third of the way each time to give you a little bit of information and everything. And our tour guide, she literally said, "Welcome, blah blah blah. This is the time of the last ferry. Make sure you're on it. You can stay as long as you want," kind of thing. And I was like, so did that mean we didn't have to do the night tour? Could we have done the day tour and then just stayed?
Yeah.
But then the only issue there is, of course, you're not allowed to take any food onto the island, and they don't sell any food. So if you were to do that, you would basically be really hungry.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, have we missed a trick here? Could we have? Because we were like, because you had been told the night tour was the best tour.
Yeah.
And the only day that had tickets still available was the day we landed. So it was like, well, we've got no choice then. Could we have done it at a later point?
Yeah.
And just stayed? I don't know. How. Maybe it is right. You're the day tours. Everyone on the ferry gets the fuck out.
It might have been that they say, "Oh, your tour's this time, so you need to be on the latest ferry you've got is X time."
What I like is, you know, of course, because you have your guided tour up the hill, you have your audio tour around the prison, and then they have like special little timed like talks and what did they call them? I can't remember what they called them. Did they call them events or something? Anyway,
something like that.
And of course, the last one was what they called Escape from Alcatraz, where they literally shut you into the cells and turn the lights off.
Yeah, which is the whole reason why you do the night tour.
Yeah. And I just remember you turning to me going, we're doing that. And at this point, because you'd slept on the plane, I hadn't. So at this point, I've been awake for about 26 hours, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Lies. There was one moment when we were walking around doing the audio tour where everything went dark, and I was like, whoa.
I didn't know that.
So it was like, no, power through, come on.
Yeah.
So when the clouds rolled in and you turned to me and went, I'm too cold, I'm not staying, I was like, yes! I mean, yes, I was upset that we didn't stay for that.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
But I was literally, it was 50-50. I was like, I'm so glad he's turned around and said he's too cold.
Yeah.
Because I am shattered. But then, I don't know about you, but when those clouds rolled in, no one stayed on the island.
No, everybody, because we did that last.
We were on the penultimate ferry back to the mainland.
But I meant like the last talk or seminar.
Yeah.
For a better word, we missed the last segment because the queue was already ridiculous for the ferry.
Yeah.
So we were just like, as much as it'd be really interesting to know. And he was just like, don't worry, I'm getting on the same ferry as you, so we will make sure that we're on the ferry. But it was just a case of, I want to get on that ferry.
Yeah. I honestly, because as I said, it was the penultimate ferry, I don't think anyone actually stayed. No. So all those tour guides up at the top doing the last few talks, events, seminars, whatever, they're probably just there by themselves like, what do we do? That ferry was packed. Because everyone was just like, no, absolutely not. That
was weird.
But yeah, no, I everything what you said.
Yeah, Alcatraz is a really cool thing. If you're going to San Francisco, definitely do it.
Definitely.
So the next day was that the bike?
That was when we biked the Golden Gate Bridge where I screwed up.
Yeah, so, it wasn't that bad.
No.
Ben Ben accidentally booked the bike tour for the Monday, not the Sunday.
Yes, but I thought the reasoning because the plan was Alcatraz a break day where we didn't do anything, and then bike the Golden Gate Bridge. But for some reason, when I got there, got my days all mixed up. I thought it was literally Alcatraz bike, blah blah blah. Blah.
Because that's where I thought that's what we had agreed on.
Yeah, no. So we got there to the shop, and the lady was like, "Oh, we can't find your booking." And of course, we started panicking. We pulled the reservation up, and then the owner came, like the manager of the day, came over, and she's like, "Oh yeah, no, you're booked for tomorrow." And typical British fashion, we were like, "Oh, so sorry. We'll go. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow." And she was like, "Don't be ridiculous. You're here now." And we're like, "No, it's fine. We'll go." And she was like, "Look around. We're not busy. There's plenty of bikes. You can do it today."
So that was cool.
Yeah. Opinions on doing that?
It was good fun.
Good fun.
Note for people that are going to go to San Francisco and do it: buy a bike with better suspension. Because as much as they say there is bike roads, especially on like the bridge and the roads and everything else. Part of the cycling path was dirt track. And we had like city bikes, which were designed for tarmac.
Yeah, mine wasn't too bad. I think
I think that's because I'm an old man anyway.
Yeah,
I've got bad back. But I would have preferred maybe like a suspension bike.
Yeah.
As opposed to a city bike.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. It was cool to cycle over the bridge. On the bridge they have stopping bits, which is cool that you can stop and take a few photos and things like that. That was really good fun. And then we went over to the other side and went to Sausalito, which was great. I really love Sausalito.
Yeah.
We had some really good food.
Good food, and also that was the first day of good weather, so you
yeah, I was just like, stun! Yes!
Well, yes, but then you also got burnt!
Yep.
Yes!
Yeah, well, I get that though easily.
You do. So for me, I will put this with a caveat. I had been going to the gym for like 2 weeks before we went to America, preparing myself for the bridge. I was whacking the bike up onto the highest level, like the highest intensity and everything, thinking, yeah, that will simulate a hill. It's fine. I even managed to do double the journey on the highest intensity, so I was like, that's fine, that's great. The only problem is the bikes don't account for gravity. Nope. Yeah, I've got ready for the hills, but I haven't got ready for gravity pushing me back down the hills. So, those hills was something. I was not ready for them.
I was fine.
You were fine.
But I'm a professional cyclist.
Professional cyclist, yes. So, when we got to Sausalito, and you were like, yeah, I can't wait to bike that back. I was like, fuck. So, the plan of get you drunk worked because it was in the second place, and you just looked at me and went, I'm too drunk to bike back. And once again, I was like, yes. I feel like I was quite manipulative in the first few days.
You always are.
But yeah, I was like, oh no, what a shame. Have another one.
Do you want another drink? Yeah, I'll have another one.
Yeah, well, I'm on holiday. It's fine. So I was once again. I was like, I'm so glad he hasn't said let's bike back. I would have done it. It would have just taken me hours, and I think the bike shop would have been closed.
Yeah.
Also, bike shop. The energy those people had.
It's so false, though.
It was my favourite one was the guy who did our helmets, because he picked up two adult helmets, turned round, and gave you one, looked at me, and just went, "Nope, you've got a big head."
Which is not a lie.
It's not a lie, but I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, thank you.
But yeah, I mean, they have, like, the fact that when we came back, they were like, guys, we got to return, and they applauded.
Welcome, and it was because they called their customers racers. Welcome back, racers. Well done. It was like
I was like, excuse me, we're British. Okay.
I'm tired. I'm drunk. I'm British. Leave me alone.
You're too fake positive, and it is fake because she's like, guys, we've got returns. So everyone's like something like, oh, we have to be happy.
Yeah.
Like, you're not happy. Okay, you look after bikes.
Yeah.
You know, you don't be false.
However, I'm going to call out someone now.
Okay.
He'll probably never watch this. But then after that, we went for our meal at Hard Rock Cafe, and I waited Jonathan.
What a lad.
What a lad. And you know what I liked about him was, whereas the bike people, they were overly happy, you could tell he'd had a hard day.
Yeah.
And he was done with it.
Yeah.
So when the host put us in his section, he was just kind of, I saw him across the restaurant, and he was like,
Yeah.
You know, and he came over and he's like, "You right, guy?"
We were just like, "Stop, man."
But what I really liked is at the end of the meal. Like, I'm not going to be like Hard Rock Cafe was amazing. It's a chain restaurant.
It was very average for the price of it.
It's a chain restaurant. Anyway, when he came over, I sort of said to him, "Right, where would you recommend to eat?" And he was like, "Well, here, obviously." I was like, No. We've just eaten here. We've just paid for your patronage.
Yeah. You are a local.
Where would you go to eat? And Jonathan, our man, he told us to go to Kokobang, the Korean ribs restaurant in San Francisco.
That was so good.
Which then leads into the next day.
Yeah.
Where we did all the touristy stuff.
Yeah, we spent a day doing touristy.
We did Lombard Street, which is the famous zigzag street. We did the cable cars.
Yeah.
Just, general touristy,
like
walking
going around like the pier bits and things like that.
General touristy bit. But we ended up in Kokobang.
I still think that was probably the best meal we had the whole holiday.
We shall get on to that.
Yeah.
We'll stick a pin in that.
We'll stick a pin on that. We've got some things to talk about food.
Yeah.
However, I do think that was certainly one of the top three at least.
That was
amazing.
Of all the restaurants, I mean, it's not hard. Subway, Hard Rock Cafe, chain, and then this Korean restaurant. It was chef's kiss.
It was really good.
It was really, really good.
Really nice. But yeah, that was definitely, if you're there, go there. And then we went to that cocktail bar where we met our German friend.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
I think it's Dominic.
Oh his name. Yeah. I thought I was talking.
The bar.
The bar.
Smiling Cat or something like the grinning cat.
Something like that. That was really cool.
You'll put a little picture up on.
I have to Google it. But I hope I do know the name. Otherwise, I won't put a picture up.
Yeah, no, that was quite good. What else did we?
Our barman
was cool.
Stoned as hell, but that's California for you.
That's California for you. Yeah. No, he was cool. He was chill.
Yeah, he was well nice. And then that was about it. That was
for San Francisco.
Yeah, we checked out the next day. Picked up the car.
Oh, the car. That made me laugh. So I'd paid for just the standard car. Yeah. Nothing special. And they took us into the parking lot, and the lady went, "So what kind of car would you like?" And there was a Honda Civic on there. And if you haven't clocked by our picture in our channel, I drive a Honda Civic. So I was like, "Ooh, Honda Civic, please."
I mean, I was looking at the Dodge Challenger next to it.
I was just my thought process is, I drive a Honda Civic. I know a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
I'm in a foreign country. Let me at least drive a car I know.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but that car's for premium customers only." I was like, "Okay, so what cars do you have for standard customers?" And you have the Nissan. I was like, and she said, the Nissan? I was like, okay, so why did you ask me what I wanted?
That's the false positivity in their the way that they do things. They're trying to be like, here, you can have, what would you like? You go, sorry, you can't have that.
Yeah.
It's that...
If you're just like, right, you've paid for standard, the only standard is the Nissan unless you want to upgrade. That would be the British way.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you want to upgrade.
Would you like sweet potato fries?
Yeah. For $1.50, would you like sweet potato fries?
But yeah, so that was, good car. Served us well.
Relatively brand new.
Yeah. It was pretty brand new.
Yeah, I think it only had 8,000 miles on the clock, so it was new.
It was a new car. Good car.
Yeah. When we got to...
when we got heat.
When we got into the desert, yeah.
But yeah, so the next place was Monterey.
Yes.
And we only had a couple of days in Monterey.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very
like a pit
nice. That was that the spa hotel?
Yes.
Cool. So I had a wicked massage. The lady that did my massage, my God, she was so strong. Did I tell you when she was massaging?
Yes.
I was getting this massage, right?
Yeah.
I got this athletic massage because I thought, it would be like deep tissue and everything. I didn't realise she was going to grind my bones. She picked me up at one point. I was laying there like this, and she was coming back. She stood like my shoulders from the top, and she went like that and went underneath. And then, picked me up with her, and I was just
you didn't tell me that.
I was being raised. I was like, am I dying? Am I going to heaven? What is this? I was out-of-body experience. She was, grinding into my back. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So, but that was great.
No, because I remember you came back, and I was like, oh, how was it? And you're just like, I'm in pain.
It was a good kind of pain, but bloody hell, it was painful. But yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. The one thing though is Monterey. We need to talk about, like, you're going to complain about the prices in California because the prices in California
yeah, prices everywhere. Ridiculous.
But like all the locals are like, "Oh, you're going to go to the aquarium? Are you going to go to the aquarium?" So of course we're like, everyone's talking about this aquarium. Let's
it was a
go.
dull day.
It was a dull
bit
day.
Of rain,
yeah.
So we thought, yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it. $70, I think it was, each.
Yeah, $70 each plus tax.
Plus tax.
And then you couldn't actually buy tickets at the door. You had to download the app and then buy tickets through the app.
Yeah.
No.
So
Uno didn't have data over here. Okay. There was no Wi-Fi.
Nope.
I was just like, this is great. No, I can't do any of that.
Yeah. So instead we just walked back to the hotel.
Yeah, but we did the whole stretch. Was
yeah.
And to be fair, actually, I think we had a more interesting time doing that stretch and seeing all the information.
Because the stretch along the coast had all like historical signs and everything.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot about Monterey. So that was pretty cool.
That was really interesting. We had chowder.
So Monterey was where I started my my thing of not using Grindr as you should.
Yeah.
So, in fact, because that's where you said Coca Bang was the best restaurant. So what it was doing is naturally it was going on Grindr, seeing the talent. There was quite a bit of talent. And when guys were messaging me, they're like, "Oh, do you want to come over and we can do stuff?" I'd be like, "No." However, do you want to recommend a restaurant? And I don't know if it's just because it's like just the sheer brazenness of me just going, "I won't suck your dick, but can you tell me a good restaurant?" Or if it was British, or this winning smile. One of the three.
British.
I got all the recommendations, didn't I?
Yeah, we did.
And there was two places in Monterey that we got recommendations from.
Yeah.
The one on the pier, the old Fisherman's Grotto, where we had chowder, which was really nice and really great, and it was a seafood restaurant, and it was a great seafood restaurant.
Portion sizes are too big.
Portion sizes are ridiculous to the point where they knew they were too big because there was a sharing surcharge if you just had one plate between the two of you.
That was the other place.
No, that was that.
No, that was in Santa Barbara. That was your birthday.
No, because my birthday was the one your boss recommended.
Yeah, that had that as well.
Did it have that as well? Oh, right. I didn't get that. No.
So lots of places have that.
Yeah. But there was another place called Alvarado Street Brewery, the microbrewery.
That was so good.
And it was so good to the point where he went, "You need to go suck that guy's dick now."
Yeah,
that was so good.
Okay. So that was the first. That's the best restaurant. And then Coco Man's the next one. Yeah,
it was just the way you turned to me and were like, "You need to message him and go suck his dick."
As a thank you.
Tell
him I said thanks.
This is the thing. I messaged him and I was like, "That was a really good recommendation. So, if there's any way I can thank you, wink, wink, wink." And he was like, "I'm sure I can let you know. I'll let you know when I'm free." And then he never messaged back. I was like, "Okay."
Well, you didn't get your thank you missed up.
But that's when, for the rest of the holiday, that is what I was doing on Grindr. People were messaging me going, "Hey, you looking for some fun?" And I'm like, "No. But
recommendation.
Can you recommend anywhere?" And we got some great recommendations.
Yeah, we did. Really.
So we've done the first two places.
Mm-hmm.
We've sort of hit 20 minutes. Shall we and do a part two for the second two locations?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
So join us in part two, where we do the second half of the America road trip.
Yep. Thank you very much. We'll see you then. If you haven't liked this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I know this is a bit different to what we're normally doing.
But we're trying something.
We're doing something. We want to be a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like it. Right. Cheers, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.